Hey there everyone, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the Superman Batman Public Enemies Superman action figure. This is one of 6 different figures in the Public Enemies line, which is a Target exclusive line. And this version of Superman came out with the initial wave of figures that included this Superman, a black and gray Batman, Icicle, and Silver Banshee. I originally did not want to collect this Public Enemies line, mainly because of Target's really poor distribution of the Public Enemies figures. There were 4 or 5 months where they did not distribute the second wave of figures, which included the Black Lightning and Major Force figures. And I really saw no sense in actually picking up that line, especially without having the availability of the Collect and Connect pieces to complete the figure. So I made a promise to myself not to pick up this line unless I could find a Major Force and Black Lightning figure. And just so happens that a month ago Target started clearancing out the Public Enemies line. And then magically, these Black Lightning and Major Force figures started showing up along with the clearance. So I made a promise to myself. So I picked up the figures and I picked up the rest of the Public Enemies figures. The only problem with this, by the time I started collecting the Public Enemies figures, I really couldn't find this version of Superman. I didn't want the other version of Superman, the glitter version. I really wanted the original version, and I had to make several trips out of town just to try to find this version of Superman, but I eventually did find it. Taking a look at the Superman figure in the package, you can see here this is the standard blue, red, and yellow version of Superman. And also in here you can see the arm of Brimstone. It looks like he has the right arm of Brimstone here. Taking a look at the back of the package, you can see Superman with a brick or alleyway backdrop here. No description of Superman, which you really don't need one, but all of the packaging for the Public Enemies did not have any descriptions of the character, so that's kind of unfortunate for the lesser known characters. It does have a storyline of the Public Enemies, a brief description of the storyline, and also you can see other figures from the Public Enemies line. You have Batman, Superman, Icicle, Silver Banshee, Black Lightning, Major Force, and the Collect and Connect Brimstone. As I said earlier, there are different versions of Superman. There's a glitter version or metallic paint version of Superman that came out with the second wave, and there was a blue and gray version of Batman in the second wave. Let's go ahead and open this guy up, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and Superman is out of the package, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the Collect and Connect piece first, which is the right arm of Brimstone here. And if the arm looks familiar, it's because it shares the same mold as the Kilowog Collect and Connect piece. Obviously this one's painted differently, and also the arm is semi-translucent, which is kind of neat. It's semi-translucent from the bicep down to the hand. And the hand is different from the Kilowog hand. This one has 4 fingers and the Kilowog has 3. It's a pretty neat piece. It's going to be pretty big. Brimstone's going to be pretty big when put together. This is the Collect and Connect piece that comes with the Superman figure, the right arm of Brimstone. Taking a look at the next item here, we have the display base. All of the Public Enemies figures come with a display base. It's kind of neat. It's made of a smoke-colored transparent plastic. It has the sticker here of the Superman, Batman, Public Enemies logo there. It also has a single peg to place the figure on. And you just have to keep in mind that this base is hidden behind some packaging. So make sure to remove all of the packaging before throwing it away. Otherwise, you'll throw away the figure base as well. But this is the display base. Taking a look at the Superman figure, it's a okay figure. I just have a couple things I had a problem with this particular figure. Little things that really add up to a slight disappointment with this Superman figure. First one is just basically just standard paint of yellow on the belt. They didn't even go to lengths to painting the belt loop or the buckle here, so kind of disappointed with that. Also on the cape here, the cape's made of a nice rubbery material, but they didn't put the Superman logo on the back here, and Mattel can't blame CGI for not putting the Superman logo on the back here, but so that's another disappointment there. And another disappointment I had is with the gaps in the joints. Here there's a gap in the joint at the wrist, and the one major gap in the joint is in the head. The head is really loose on this figure, and if you actually turn the head to the side, you can actually see the peg coming through the figure up going into the head. That's kind of a disappointment there. You can see it when you turn it on the other side as well. And I think it's because the socket in the head is not deep enough for the head to go all the way down. So I'm really disappointed with that. I think I'm going to have to drill a little bit into the socket on the bottom of this head. So really disappointed with that. But other than those minor things, it's an okay figure. It's a standard Public Enemies designed figure. It's very similar to the DC Universe Classics. Differences between the standard DC UC figure and the Public Enemies figure is the torso, the upper and lower torso. The upper torso is more muscular on the Public Enemies line, probably to simulate the Ed McGuinness style. And the lower torso has the bottom of the crotch area is not flat on this particular, on the Public Enemies male figures. And of course the head is different. This one, as you can see, simulates the Ed McGuinness style. They even did some sculpting on the top of the hair here, which is kind of neat. So, but other than that, it's a pretty standard figure. But going over the articulation, the head goes all the way around, and actually does go up and down a little bit. I don't know if it's because the loose joint here, or because the other Public Enemies figures, the head just goes all the way around. It doesn't really go up or down, so I don't know if the head going up and down on this is because of the joint or not. The arms do go all the way around. They do go out and in. The bicep goes all the way around. Elbows bend, and the hands rotate all the way around. The torso actually goes forward and back. Doesn't go back too much because of the cape on there. The waist goes all the way around. The legs are on a T-hinge joint, so it goes up, down, to the back, and out to the side. And the thighs rotate all the way around. The knees bend. On this particular knee, the joint is kind of loose on here. And the feet bend as well. And they do rock side to side just a little bit on there. Overall, slightly disappointed with the Superman figure. I think it's just this particular figure because of the loose joint here and the gaps in the wrist there. But it's an okay figure. But this is my casual peek into the Superman Batman Public Enemies Superman figure. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.